From there on, we organized ourselves in a political party called Party for Patriotic and Civic Action. The party was created, and I launched or announced my presidency. This was challenging because never in the history of my country has a mayor run for president. Most importantly, never in the history of my country has a Christian run for president. Now people don't know what to do because there's a young man, there's a mayor from a rural area, there is someone born in poverty running for president. But my message is this: victory is not winning the election. I'm not in this for the power of being the president. I'm in it because I know and I've lived it, that if we provide opportunities to people, they can rise themselves out of poverty. Because I have been poor. I have known poverty. I have known hunger. I went to bed on empty stomach several nights. Just to get an education, we sacrificed going to the farm. And as a result, some nights we have to go to bed on empty stomach. As a child, I couldn't sleep some nights. I would cry, and my mother would wake up and tie my belly with a bandana so that it would shrink a little. I've known the pain of hunger. I've been sick with malaria almost every season. But today, having been born in a country that was one of the poorest in the world, at 42, I'm 43 now. At 43, I'm running for president of one of the poorest countries on earth. Something is not right. Nothing has changed in Mali. So my platform is on decentralizing the country, taking power from central government and give it where it belongs, local elected officials. Give the power back to the people. The Constitution of Mali stipulates that certain power should be transferred. But because it comes with resources, people have a hard time letting go of the power and the resources and sending them to local leaders. But until then, corruption will eat up our resources. Because leaders are the most responsive when they are closer to the people, as mayors, as city councils. And that has been my fight, that only when there is a strong political will that the power will be finally transferred to local leaders. I'll just give you one example. Wole Sekoku is a success story of today. 703 cities in Mali, they could all enjoy the efficient services that have been rendered. And only by doing so, Mali will no longer rely on foreign aid. Only by doing so will be able to utilize the talent and potential of every citizen of Mali toward its development process. Again, I tell you, Mali is not a poor country. Mali is full of leadership. Mali is affected by corruption more than anything else. Just one example, America spends less than 18% of its budget on education. Mali spends 35% of our budget on education, yet the quality is going down. When there's a problem, they create more institutions that eat more money. The problem is in the people. America is a great country. The greatness of America is not in the natural resources. It is in the people of America. The greatness of Mali can only come from the people of Mali. That power can only come from within. And I strongly believe that. And that's the message I'm taking every corner of the country to share with the people of Mali. They are quite shocked because this is not the language of politics. Yet this is the politician talking to them. The success of my campaign is based on the message and the story I'm sharing with the people of Mali. The other candidates have only a message to tell, crafted messages. I shared this video, and it's still running in Mali right now. I travel to every single county. We have 49 counties in the country. Right now, I'm in the process of traveling to these counties and sharing the message with local elected officials, with tribal leaders, so they understand what's going on. But because of the purity of this message, people are endorsing from all over the country. Tribal leaders, local leaders, they're all jumping in because they believe in this. And because of that, the local media is crazy about what is being said. Because when they write about my campaign, people get excited about it. My opponents think that I have all the money on earth because I am in all of the news. They think I'm buying the news, just like they are buying the news. But the campaign is working, it's going very well in Mali. The support is growing. And I know that we can change Mali. That Mali can become a beacon of success. Mali can become a success story in terms of local governance, in terms of transparency. Mali can become also a model of democracy. No country in Africa will ever be able to say democracy will now work here, because it will work in every single country. Mali can achieve this because Mali has a long-standing pattern of successful elections. Since 1992, we've been holding peaceful elections in my country. Today, democracy and freedom in Mali are at stake. We have a rebellion in the northern area of the country. Some even suggest that we should not hold elections because of this rebellion. We need help. This rebellion was not created by Mali, but it is Mali's business. It is our problem. Rebels from Libya crossed borders with arms and now are threatening the democracy in Mali. Yes, my contenders will say it's not our problem. We didn't create it. I say yes. We may not have created it, but it is our problem. We have to solve it. We can only ask for help, but we have to be the actors of solving our internal issues. So I'm here tonight to share this with you, and I know that you might have targeted questions that I can address. But Mali is truly a successful democracy in Africa, and we can only continue to nurture and grow this for Mali to become a success story in Africa. I thank you again for your attention.
We've got a microphone here. Do you want to call on people with a question? Okay. So I'll call on people and then you can answer. Yes, right here. And wait for the microphone if we're videoing it, and just we pick it up on video.
Thank you very much for taking time during your election to come here and share your story. I have several questions, and I'll just throw them out and wait for whatever answers you care to give us. As president of Mali, will you prefer to work with President Obama or one of the 4 Republican candidates? If so, which one? As I understand it, you met your wife at BYU, and she is from India. What is the relationship between India and Mali now, and how would that be affected by her becoming the First Lady of Mali? This is sponsored by the Mormon Studies program, so how would your presidency affect the stature of the church in Mali or in India? And finally, I'm very enthused about what you've been saying. It does resonate with me. Would you define yourself in the American terms as conservative, liberal, populist, or what?
Should I just take the questions as we go? Would that be easier?
Yeah, that was a one-man press conference. Yeah,
the first relate to, remind me again.
The first was, which of the presidential candidates in America would you prefer to work with?
Currently, there's one president here. I will certainly stick to working with the sitting president, since I will be elected before the election happens here, and certainly you understand that.
Certainly.
As far as my faith is concerned, I love my church, I love my faith. It is about me and myself, and between me and my Lord. If through my example, people find or gets connected with us, that is wonderful. But my purpose, and I have made it clear,
right.
I'm not running for president of my country because I don't want it.
Sure.
I'm running because I love my country. Let me just share with you that this love of my country has been really deepened, partially by my faith, but also by living here in America. Americans love their country, no matter what. And that love of country really should spill on every country. Once we love ourselves, we will love others. When our country serves us, love, to my understanding, is service and time. You spend time in your country if your country serves you, or you serve your country, love begins. So, as far as India is concerned, we have a growing relationship with India. Last year, 2 years ago, Mali put its embassy in India, and India put an embassy to Mali. A very dear friend of mine, whose daughters, 2 of them, are going now to school in Utah on my invitation. He is now serving as the ambassador of Mali to India. My wife is very interestingly not Indian born. She was born and raised in Bahrain, in the Middle East. But she's Indian, and the Indian community is very excited about the potential First Lady from India. But we have a lot in common with India. 70% of Malians live off of agriculture. India went from hunger now to exporting food. We can learn from India. But does not exclude relationship with other countries like America. Is there any more left?
That's fine. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Should I take a microphone?
Yes, it's coming your way.
Okay, thank you. I have a couple of questions. I wonder about Mali being a rich country, yet in an area like Timbuktu on the edge of the Sahara Desert, where the visitors are being harassed, an area that depends a lot on tourism, and the people suffer from the tourism dropping off. How would you handle problems like that? And I have a second question. In Africa, I've considered Botswana to be a model of what a country should be, and I'd like your impressions about how Mali and Botswana might go on parallel tracks.
Well, thank you. As far as Timbuktu is concerned, it is not a Timbuktu problem, it is a Mali problem. We have to make sure, first of all, that we create opportunities in Mali. We have to make sure that we educate Malian people. We have to make sure that we make Mali a safe place for investment, both outside and inside. We have to make sure that we modernize our tourism. But what is going on with tourism in Mali is an international, it's a world affair, because the economy, the financial crisis going on here has affected tourism almost everywhere. But specifically Timbuktu, because of the crisis in the north, people cannot come anymore. But my economic plan is this. First of all, every region will have a certain autonomy in managing and in the development process. We have to make sure that there is a competition, that one area wants to compete with resources for the development of each area. But let's focus on agriculture, where I just said we will learn from China, India, mostly for irrigation. Mali, 70% of Mali live off of agriculture, yet it is a seasonal economic activity. The most important economic activity is seasonal. We have to make sure that farmers do no longer depend solely on the temperature of the climate. They should be able to farm 12 months a year. That's the kind of weather we have. So, as far as Timbuktu is concerned, as far as the tourism is concerned, we have to develop it. We have to learn from others how to develop our tourism infrastructure. But it is a national issue. And that is the problem where people in the north think that all the investment is being done in the south. People in the south think that all the investment is being done in the west. People in the west find the easterners are the luckiest. But in reality, nothing is getting done. The whole country is gripped by corruption. The money is going to someone's pocket. And I appreciate your comment on Botswana. I actually heard this from Ken several times, that the Botswana model, we also can create a Mali model, and Africa can be taken back country by country, one country at a time. And the movement is coming. Africa is bound to change. It is, the 21st century is said to be Africa time. And it is going to happen.
I'm a returned Peace Corps volunteer from Guinea-Bissau, which used to be a part of Mali, the Malian Empire.
That's right.
And the corruption is what I observed as well. That if you, I was in agriculture, if you plant seeds, they grow. The challenge is the corruption. But it's hard, you know, it's so exciting, all the things that you're talking about, but I can't fully hear it because I'm so terrified for your physical safety. Those with power who are corrupt, don't let it go easily. Have you ever felt physically threatened? Is there anything to combat that? I guess other than grassroots movement, where you have enough people clamoring for your leadership that people wouldn't, you know, I don't know, but I can't help but think.
I'm most threatened, how do you say it, not intellectually, emotionally. I'm most threatened.
Like harassed.
Yeah, I am very threatened emotionally. I sometimes sit in my office and resort to tears and cry it out. It is sad that the same people you're fighting for are fighting for.
Yeah.
When I first started as mayor and I said no corruption in the city, people were flabbergasted. They said,
Right.
oh my goodness, what are you talking about? This is what we're here for.
Right.
I said, yeah, I understand. But there's a better way. You're here for money, you're not here for corruption. Corruption is just a way for you to make money. So I did not threaten the interest of people. What I did in Welesibuku, and that's why it is successful and that's why we can replicate, is that first of all you have to create an environment. The first leader needs to say, I am not going to steal it. I'm not going to take it. Once you say that, you set a tone. But you have to create opportunity. When I was elected mayor, the city personnel was 6 months behind pay. They have to feed their families. The city itself was 13 million in debt because someone was taking the money and building a mansion in Bamako and driving a Mercedes. So I came and said, the money is not going to my pocket. It's not going to your pocket either. And that is the promise I made to the tribal leaders. So what we do is, people think that I bring money from America to pay. Not a dime in the city business comes from anywhere else. Because the tax dollar that comes in, I hold onto it. And when you cannot take a dollar out of the city business if the mayor is not in complicity. The system is such that the mayor has to be with you for you to steal. But I said, do not worry, I'm not here to starve your family. My chief of staff can testify, and he actually wrote to America. Before I was mayor, he worried that his children were going to get sick. In 6 months, he never got paid. If he doesn't get any money to embargo, then he can cure that. But now they don't have that fear. You will get paid at the end of the month. I don't wait till the 30th, the 25th of every month, the city officials get paid. So they know that money is coming. The fear, the uncertainty of getting money fuels corruption. So once you take that out, make sure you're very firm that if you take it, you will be punished. It is difficult to tell people that, but if you provide opportunities, you're no longer hungry, you're no longer worried about your children getting sick and not being able to afford it, you don't have any excuse. Don't touch the money. One person didn't listen, I let him go. He was too close to the money, and he took money. He was, in my 3 years as mayor, he was the only one I let go. Then, what makes it worse? When you do that, Muslim leaders come to you. Tribal leaders will come. They will go there, oh, please go beg the mayor to take him back. You know, this is normal. Everybody does that. I told them, go back to the mosque. Go back to the village. This is not a village business. This is not a religious matter. This is running the mayor's office. I have the utmost respect for the religious leaders, and they know that. I treat them with the utmost respect. I help them with their needs. I help them even organize Muslim business. But one thing is clear. If you steal it, you get fined, you get caught, you get fired, and you can even go to jail. I have not been threatened physically ever. As a mayor, you are the highest authority in the city. But if you're firm and you set example yourself, then people know that you are in this for everybody else. If you raise your finger against me in Welesebubu, you're raising your finger against all 44 chiefs of the village. And I made it understood that I am in this business for the citizens, not for myself. I could have stayed in America, and they all know that. I could have stayed in America, but I'm coming to serve you. So that's why it has succeeded in Welesebubu, and that's why I plan to empower the rest of the mayors, making sure being a mayor is paid. You can feed your family. Making it such that being mayor is attractive to people with a master's degree. I'm the only one with a master's degree as a mayor. You have to make sure that people with education are attracted. They know that being mayor will help them survive. Because I would like to rely mostly on local leaders for the development process. And I know that it will work.